What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer. Taking a look at a couple of combos you must know if you're playing Synchron. And I'm going to start with the Adventure Engine because that is the most popular version of this deck, and I think it is probably the best version as well. So all you, of course, you need is Rite of Air Masir. And the best card of the Synchrons, a lot of them do the same thing, basically. Jet Synchron being one of those. But Revolution Synchron definitely is the best, and you'll see why in a second, right? The Adventure Engine gives you the token and places Fateful Adventure. So then once you normal summon, you can go ahead and grab the Equip spell, just so you have a free discard fodder. You don't want to waste any cards in your hand. You can search the Nightmare Griffin, discarding it. I mean, you can attach. It's not really important, right? Because you're about to send it to the graveyard anyways, the token. But this is probably, again, the best combo because, this is level 3, this is level 7. So there you go. You have Baron. You protected yourself, against Nibiru, which is extremely important. But Revolution Synchron also has that second effect where you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard to special summon itself. It becomes a level 1. And that, of course, is going to make your Junk Speeder with that Fateful Adventure token. So you're going to bring out 4 from the deck. That's Jet Synchron, Assault Synchron, Revolution Synchron, and Stardust Synchron. It's incredible. I mean, it's honestly absurd. This card is like one of the most absurd cards ever made, I think. But, Stardust Synchron does search when it's summoned, so, it doesn't negate the effects. They all still have all of their full effects. It's really cool. But anyways, you get to search Stardust Illumination, which is very nice. And, I mean, this card is... You can draw a card here, right? But the fear is there's a one-of card that you're going to summon in just a second. And you don't want to draw into it because this has to special summon from the deck. I know there's a very small chance, but I feel like it's literally kind of turn ruining if you do it like that. If you do draw it versus maybe getting a card that you can use. So I don't use it. And I'm going to do a deck profile. It's going to release tomorrow, and I'm going to show you what option I like a little bit more. Not super important. It makes a very little difference. But in any case, when this card, Stardust Trail, is sent to the graveyard for a Synchro summon, I think it's of a Stardust monster or a Synchron, it makes a token. So that's very cool. So you get a free level 1 token. And that's going to help you go into Excel Synchron. Excel Synchron can send a level 4. Or it sends a Synchron monster, but you want to send Stardust Synchron. So that can help you basically make it a level 9. It is a tuner monster, so that helps you go into Bestial Dispotter, which is incredible. This combo works really well. So your Dispotter can bring back a card from the Banish Zone, and this is a very important interaction as well. So when you use the Excel Synchron effect to bring out Stardust Dragon and Synchro Summon, it is tributing it. So that is going to trigger, obviously, a couple of cards. So when a card is tributed, Stardust Trail can special summon itself, just bring back the level 4 body. And also that's going to go ahead and trigger your Assault Synchron, banish itself from the graveyard to bring back Excel Synchron. So you just get more material. It's really amazing. So this is where things get kind of annoying, I guess. So there was a time when I was playing the game where Stardust Synchron, for whatever reason, I couldn't use its effective tribute. So normally what you would do is you would tribute the Revolution Synchron, bring this out so you have a level 8, and you can go into Cyframe. But there's a lot of ways you can do it, right? You can still... There's pretty much any ways to do anything because you have, infinite bodies. But, yeah, the whole idea is that you get to, bring out Cyframe Lord Omega, and you get to use it twice. It banish itself. Dispotter lets you bring back a light or dark banish monster. So you bring back the Cyframe Omega again to banish 2 cards. So your opponent's starting their turn with 4 cards. You have an Omni Negate. This is going to turn into a really good card, Majestic Star Dragon. So this card lets you, it's an Omni Negate, but not only that, but it also destroys all cards on your opponent's field when it happens. And that's really nice. Now if you didn't have another card in your hand, you can also use the effect of Jet Synchron to special summon it, discarding any card from your hand. And a card that's kind of a little underrated. I mean, not really, but a very good tech card in this deck is Shen Shen. So there's a couple important interactions. So again, the most important thing, right? Cyframe is eventually going to bring these cards back to the hand, but that's where Dispotter comes in. You just, you negate your opponent's monster effects, shuffle back one of the cards, so they at least lose 1. But interestingly enough, Shen Shen kind of has the same interaction. When it attacks, it also puts a banished card back into the graveyard, meaning that your opponent is going to miss out on having these cards back in their hand, and they're just going to go -2 over and over again until the duel's over, which, most of the time is, if you go full combo, the duel is over. There's one other one I'm going to show you guys for this video, and it's a 2.5 card combo. Kashtira Fenrir is a great going first or going second card, obviously, but it's also a combo enabler in this deck, which is extremely cool. And Synchro Overtake lets you special summon from the deck, so Fenrir is great. Ash Bait, that's probably one of its best uses. But you can go ahead and special summon the Jet Synchron there. All you have to do is reveal there is a monster, and it has come up actually before every once in a while, especially this one being a level 5. But Jet Synchron, this lets you, I think, return a card to the hand. You can even bring itself back, so it's I've used it before, but of course 99% of the time Synchro Overtake is just going to bring out Jet Synchron from the deck. And then you can go into Psyframe Lord Omega. This is just a truly incredible interaction, to be honest with you. So a couple things here. You're going to go into Omega, ripping a card out of your opponent's hand. Maybe it's like a hand trap or something. You never know. But also your board is empty again. So you can just like bring back Fenrir again. And the reason when Jet Synchron sent to the graveyard, it lets you add a junk monster. So that's junk converter. So that's why I had Ash in my hand. It's not really important. You can put any tuner here. It just has to discard a tuner. So then, of course, you can search junk Synchron. Oh, I messed this up. That was my bad. I didn't mean to do that, but it's not really important. Just know that, your board's empty again. You can go into Fenrir. I just messed it up for the purpose of the video. But this is like the very, very standard combo. It would basically just be this plus Fenrir, which is a very good end board. So you can go ahead and bring something back. There's also another thing that you can do in this case. Again, as you might imagine with so many like thousands of different cards, there's a lot of different ways that you can take this, but probably still would have done it this way. So what you would want to do, obviously, and this is a very important interaction. Junk Speeder, you always want to chain block, right? Because your opponent's going to wait to have Ash. And sometimes they may not, they're like, oh, well, I'm not going to Ash the Junk Converter. I'll just Ash the Junk Speeder. But yeah, when this card's sent to the graveyard, it brings something back with it. So you go chain link 1 Junk Speeder and then chain link 2 this. So that's just something worth noting. But yeah, what I would have done and what I should have done is special summon the Fenrir. You can still chain block. All you would have to do is just bring back the Jet and Synchron that was already out there. You don't have to bring back another one from the deck. But in any case, you're going to see something very similar here, right? Excel Synchron can bring this back. So now you can special summon the Stardust Trail because there is a Stardust Synchro monster, or I think one that mentions it. Bring back, rip a couple cards out of your opponent's hand. That's the trigger. So this brings these 2 back, and then I can go into Baron de Fleur. And then, yeah, this is another tech card that I use. And this should be, right, Fenrir. But I don't know how I feel about this one, Dang Long, but it is an Omni Negate that brings out from the deck, and it does start Dark Ruler No More. But Dark Ruler No More doesn't seem to be a card right now, to be honest with you. And this is technically a brick, right? If you're going into game 1, you see this in your hand, it's like so disgusting, and you hate it. But there are other times, like, it does come up, right? Having a counter trap, meaning a card that your opponent cannot respond to in chain, can also make a big difference. So I kind of feel like it's necessary. It's only one card. You're only going to see it every once in a while. It's obviously something you're going to side out when you know you're going second, but I do think it's like another tech card worth mentioning. So hopefully that went over like the most important interactions from the deck, and I explained some of the nuances of it. It's hard to like keep it all together because there is so much going on versus like a very straight line deck like Monadium or something like that. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. Other than that's going to do it for today's video, and I will see you guys next time.